had a ferret, and her name was Allison, and she was abandoned by somebody. Somebody in the neighborhood abandoned her. And she was outside starving. My neighbor actually found her in her backyard and just brought her to me and said, "Hey, I found this abandoned ferret in my backyard. She had a chipped tooth. She had a couple of scars on her. She was really scared. And she was malnourished, right? So we brought her into the family, and unfortunately, and you know what? I think Pirate Software, who deals with ferrets, he'll tell you. Most ferrets will come from this place called Marshall Farms, and you can tell if a ferret comes from Marshall Farms because they'll have like a little tattoo on their ear. I think it's like a little circle on the inside of one of their ears to indicate that they're a Marshall Farms ferret. So we knew she was a Marshall Farms ferret. Marshall Farms has a really bad problem because ferrets in the United States, because they all come from Marshall Farms, they all tend to have the same problem, which is that they're really like inbred. And Unfortunately, because of that, they have a lot of genetic problems, right? So most ferrets in the United States, when you get them through the normal pet trade channels, they are going to have like a life expectancy of about 6 years if they're lucky. And they're going to be prone to tumors, uh, and uh, and they're going to have all kinds of ailments. And unfortunately, Allison had cancer, and she had it removed. She had a piece of her pancreas removed. Um, we had to get some surgery for her. Unfortunately, she took a turn for the worst, and I took her to the vet, so that she could get looked at again. Some post-op checkups, and while she was at the vet, she had a seizure and she died. Right, and it devastated me, because I have a lot of animals, a lot of them, and she was like my favorite, because she was so pure. She was such a sweetheart. She was friendly with everybody, even some of my other animals who tried to eat her. Like, she was always friendly. She never showed malice towards any other creature. She was like a toddler and just curious about the world and just wanted to play. Right? She was amazing. And when she died, it broke me. And so I wanted to kind of immortalize her in our game. So we created a ferret character for this game, an NPC called Allison. And Allison is going to be basically modeled after my ferret that I had, in that she used to have owners but was abandoned, and lived outside in the with the other critters, and she's going to be super nice, and friendly. We actually have a voice actor for her already. She's the one that the English lady talking in the trailer, in the 2D cutscene. That's Allison talking. And I really hope that we can get that voice actor to hit those lines. But the point I'm making is this: we're immortalizing Allison in the game, and we don't have like a finalized game model for her. We do have this picture here that was designed for a T-shirt by Oscar. But So her model may change in the game, to kind of meet that aesthetic. But she's going to be a really fun character. I think you guys are going to like her a lot. Unfortunately, she's not going to be in the official demo. She will make her appearance shortly after that portion of the game. But she will be a recurring character, and she's going to be really fun. She is going to be um, a lot of the characters that we've designed so far in this game have seen some shit. All right. this is some like, Dark Days Game of Thrones stuff. Like everybody, the next person you meet is going to have a worse story than the previous character, right? Everybody's dealing with some kind of trauma, right? The way Allison as a character deals with trauma is very different from all the other characters, right? Allison in the game, and we've talked about this ad nauseum, Andrew. I know that, but essentially, she is going to be um, she is going to be just crazy optimistic about everything. Like her optimism is just is going to be like her like core character trait. So she has been through some nasty things, but she always tries to find like the bright side of it, right? Um, and her optimism is going to affect, the main character, and because he's processing his trauma a lot differently. So she is going to be pivotal in kind of Tyro's transformation. Um, and uh, we're I don't want to say too much more about what happens with this character. But I think you guys are gonna like her. And when we end up getting like an actual game model of her, I'll definitely be showing her off.